I think we're live. Hey everyone,
Yep.
Chrissy here, Real World Witness. I'm here with King of Cups, Dennis. Hi, Dennis.
Hello there.
He's got his library. He's in his library this morning or this afternoon. I love it.
Study, study, study.
Yeah, we gotta keep studying, or else we're all gonna I don't know.
But you can't study well without your coffee and your cinnamon.
Listen, I got my coffee right here, buddy. Here it is, my 40th Survivor mug. How's that? Hey, hi, Carol Ann. Hi, Lori. How are you? Oh, thanks
Hello,
for coming. All
Lori.
right, so I know. I'm glad,
That's
Carol Ann. I
right.
was wondering where you've been because I haven't seen you lately in chats, but I'm glad you're here. So today's topic is our God-given creativity abilities versus this artificial intelligent, I don't even know what you want to call it, machine that can apparently, this is what started this whole thing. The whole thing started because my brother, who is he's got every amount of tech that's out there he has. He's even wanting those glasses that has the what are they? The ones that they're getting where you can put it's like an AI thing or a virtual reality glasses, and it would be like your regular glasses, but then if you wanted to, where do I go from here, the map would just show. Anyway, he's crazy. He wants like all this stuff. So then I was talking to him the other day, and he says to me, well, why don't you could just write your whole next book on AI. I said, what? I said, I am not writing my beloved book series through AI, and it is not good, people. It's not good. Hey, Russ. Hey, Libby. Nice to see you. And so this is what got started on my rant. So I think the best way to describe it, as far as I am concerned, is when you have a machine learning how a human being, their mind is, which is what they're doing. Every time that we do a show like this, at this point, it's, it's learning. Everything we do, we're teaching this big AI. Think of it as like the Whopper from, remember War Games? That was one of my favorite movies in the 80s, the Whopper. And remember, they had that big computer and it was trying to teach itself. This is exactly what's going on today, only all of us are stupidly giving it the data and information that it needs to process everything. So it's so frustrating to me because our creativity and our emotions, our human emotions, are God-given. Our gifts, our talents, whatever we're good at, is given by God. You cannot replicate that. I don't care how much these people try to teach their machine. It's never going to be as good as a human being, God's creation, because we all have God within us, and that's the missing piece. We have souls, and so I am very much against this AI stuff. Especially when it comes to the creative. I don't care if you're doing illustrations, writing, whatever. It's not good, people. It just isn't. They are trying to, I think, further the matrix of illusion. Right now, we know pretty much everything that we're seeing on screen all over the internet is 90% isn't even real. We all know that, right? This is going to make it even worse because you're not going to know if the book that you pick up to read was created by an AI or a person. And right now there's no holds barred. You can use it for whatever. So that's my position on all this. Dennis, what are your feelings about all of that?
Well, AI, I'm totally against, but there's some technology that's going to be okay, I think, but we shouldn't rely heavily on it. I am
Mm-hmm.
more in tune with the Hopi prophecy, where there's two paths. One, the top one is of technology, and that just leads to destruction at the very end. But there's a more natural path that keeps on going. So I would tend to favor the all natural
Mm-hmm.
and less AI and maybe a little technology, but not a whole lot. I wouldn't rely my whole life on technology, no.
Right.
But some is good.
Well, it's tough because you have to have one foot in and one foot out, And I
Yeah.
mean, you can't really be completely off the matrix, which totally sucks. I mean, that's the box that we're in now in this time. And I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, the AI, the technocrats, all that. You see, I want people to understand they're still going on with their plans. I mean, will there be an ascension? Is there going to be something major happening? I say 1,000% yes. I do think that. I do. But for those that are left behind, I think they're going to go on that road. We're going to go on the other road. I mean, that's sort of what I'm hoping. If the vibrational level, rises and we're in that vibrational level, then I would think that, that would be that what we're on, what path that we're on. But the problem is like what really kind of upsets me is that, first of all, the way we think is unique to each individual. Yes, they have tried to, group think, the hive mind, the indoctrination of society and all of that. Yes, but those of us that are awake and understand what's going on, they're still learning everything that we do. They're still doing like everything we put in, everything. They record everything, the texts, all our social media, all our videos, whatever it is that we're doing online. It's fair game for them to feed it then into the big AI machine that's teaching everybody how to, teaching it how to think like you. And that's scary to me because, then what? Then we're going to have, what is there going to be, a doppelganger of me running around? I mean, I know there are other versions in other timelines, is the way I feel. This is my belief. I mean, I do believe that there's other timelines and dimensions. So is it possible there's another me out there? Because the whole string theory, right? So yeah, but I don't want anybody on this plane right now except me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I could like sit
Are we
here.
being selfish?
Huh?
Are we being selfish?
I don't know. Are we? I mean,
We can only have, there can only be one.
there can only be one at a time. It's like the royal star seeds. There's only two in the universe at the same time, at the one time, in one age. It's not like you know what I'm saying? It's not like, we got a whole bunch of doubles running around. No, there's only two. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's so frustrating. I don't want like an Abby of me to be out. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could just, based on whatever I have on the internet, they can just create an Abby of me and say that they're me. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's dangerous in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I would
what
have
do you
to agree. Are we talking about, we're not talking about clones or anything, right?
about what?
Clones?
Well, see, that's a whole other issue,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, but see, this is, it's almost a black hole when you start thinking about it, because they could have another me in their clone center and just download This is what they want to do anyway. They want to download my thought processes and my whatever into that clone. And then you got another clone of me running around. That's scary.
Yeah.
And that is the end of humanity, in my opinion. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, I don't know if it will ever go that far. I don't think Source will ever allow that. The creator will ever allow that to happen personally.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's scary. And I don't doubt that there are not cloning centers around.
Mm-hmm.
Disney's Disney World is one that's probably pretty prevalent.
Well,
but,
yeah.
No, yeah. The more they start dipping into AI and the less creativity that you have, I think it's going to end up being a little bit more dangerous later on in our lifetime.
Right. For sure. And, you know, and the other thing is, like, I think too, because we're spiritual beings and we're souls, you know, it's never going to be perfect like we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are God's you know, we're in the image, we were created in the image of God. So they can like copy and try to do whatever they want. It's never going to be what God created. So as far as like a human being, but if you go back all the way to Atlantis, you know, who just suddenly disappeared, they were very highly they were highly technically advanced. I don't even know what technologies they had, but I definitely believe that they were using the Earth's energy.
Well, yeah, and if you think about Atlantis also, Atlantis was, like you said, so technologically advanced, and then suddenly it disappeared. Isn't that like the Hopi prophecy? And the only ones that survived are the ones that went the natural path.
Right.
So how many times have we gone through this?
Right.
It's like a cycle. First it was Atlantis, then it was Lemuria, I think, and then it went the other way around. Then you got the Roman Empire and the Greek Empire and all that.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I think, obviously, I mean, like Delphine was saying last week on or Wednesday on her show, she was saying, you know, and it's true, you know, this is such a prophetic time where, you know, it seems like everything is aligned for us to reap the rewards of, you know, what we're supposed to be. But I think that we have to be aware of what the enemy is trying to do in order to separate as much as possible. And you know, it's so funny. Somebody asked me when I went to the radio station down the street, because I know some of the DJs down there, and I you know, I had my book. I'm like, would you like to buy one? And he's like, well, did you write this? I said, yeah. And he says, well, you didn't use AI, did you? I mean, he literally asked me that. And I said, no, it came right from my head. So that also, it's sort of like, almost like, you know, did you get the jab? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you authentic? Because it is about your authentic self and your higher self. And, you know, because, you know, I mean, you were telling me, or you mentioned, you know, that you felt that your book was divinely guided. Can you, like, can you like kind of expand on that? Because I think mine was too.
I think I froze.
You what? Can you hear me?
Yeah. My computer's starting to glitch. No, each one of my books were basically what it all was I started back in 2010. I started writing prayers. It started maybe once in a while, and then soon, you know, more and more people came on and wanted to hear more. So I started doing it on a daily basis, and that went for about I don't know, what, 10 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all, I would always start with the first sentence of each prayer, and then the sacred spirit would take over from there. And they
Okay.
were all written basically with the same context like the Lord's Prayer,
Yeah.
but somewhat different, and a little bit longer. Um, and most people enjoyed that being the creativity part rather than just the usual, Lord's Prayer.
Right.
Recite the Lord's Prayer, and they got it all memorized and stuff. Whereas, and they were so used to that I thought it would be best if they got a different perspective of it, maybe they would change their thought patterns and be a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more creative with the way they themselves would pray. And I
Right.
think that's worked pretty much. Hopefully, after 10 years, it would have. But that's what the first book they had me, they urged me for about 2 years to get a book done, and I did that with the
Mm-hmm.
combination of all the prayers I had from the day I started until probably what it was 6 or 7 years later. And then I just went ahead and did a second one here because I got an offer that I couldn't refuse with a different publisher.
Right.
And
Well, we
so we just took from the point where I left off before until up to the current and added a bit more stuff to it this time. So, but it was all divinely inspired.
yeah. When you say they, are you talking about your guides? Or
No, I'm talking about my friends on Facebook.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cuz
my guides may have been urging me and guiding me, but I didn't really think about that until like maybe the last year or so.
mhm. Well, I think what happens is like they put the seed cuz like with me, the seed is in there, right?
Yeah,
And then it just keeps coming up or nagging at me. I mean, it was just, and then I just feel like even like I don't know. I think I told the story, yeah, when I was with you guys with our round table, but how I was at the grocery store and I saw that guy and he was just like sitting there with his dog and he hadn't moved. I went shopping, came out. I mean, he had not moved a muscle. And I went to my car and I'm putting the groceries in the car, but something kept nagging at me. Go talk to him, go see if he's okay. And so that's what I mean. Like, I think that we get prompts, and I think too they test us to see if we are listening because so many people just dismiss,
right, right.
and and that it's the same thing with like a creative process. That's why I feel like mm, like last week with that was incredible. I mean, like to even think that like these characters are real and that they pick the person who they want to write their story or whatever. I just think that's amazing. But I could see that because you know they just it just yeah it's like, and it's sort of like you need to obey what God wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like to put
Yeah,
you on the right path. And you know, that's
yep.
sort of how I think, and I also think that the AI stuff is just scary. So I want to if you'll indulge me for a minute, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show everybody how easy it is because it's scary. It's scary in the sense of it just completely changes our ability to. I mean, in some ways, yes, it's great, but in other ways, it's not. Let me see here. Where is it? The application. Where's the Chrome tab? There we go. Okay. I think is it this one? I'm not sure. Hold on. No, that's not it. Hold on.
I
That's
wonder if
not
it's
the
that
one.
button that says share screen.
Here, is it sharing the screen?
You had it.
I
And you
had
lost
it a second. Okay, wait a sec.
You-
Let's see. Let me try again.
Well, at least you moved us over to the side, so I would assume that you
Okay.
had it.
The Chrome tab. Okay, wait. Let's see. Did that work?
Not yet. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so you'll notice there's this chat GPT. It's interact with our flagship language models in a conversational interface. So what this is, so you go here and wait till you see this. You guys are going to like, I played with it yesterday because I was like, I got to see what this is because my, after my brother's, okay, where is it? Okay, it's not coming up. Why isn't it coming up? Really? What the hey? Hold on. I want that one. Okay, it's not coming up. Dang. I wanted to show this to you. Well, if I had my other computer, so I guess I can't show you.
Well, we can thank AI for this then, huh?
I know, right? Well, I'm thinking, here, let me see if this one will work. This is create realistic images and stuff you can do too. So it's doing that. This is like images, but that's easy. You just basically upload it like it's a meme generator almost. But I wanted to show you this because this was the most important thing because this is what I'm talking about that I'm so upset about. Hold on. Let me try something. Crap. I guess it's not going to work, guys. Okay. Well, essentially, this is, sorry, everybody. I can't get it to work. Yeah, I had it all set up. Wait till you hear that. So I had it all set up, and at like 11:15, Oscar jumped and ran over my other laptop. And now the display screen is upside down, and I can't get the mouse to work to bring it over so I can flip it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I was freaking out. So I had everything set up. Well, that upsets me, but anyway. But basically what it is you all you have to do. So like, for instance, if you want to write whatever, right? Okay, let's just say you need a contract. Okay, you want a contract to sell flowers on a commission, like a 20% commission. You just put that in, the documentation pops right up. Now that, I think, I can see that being very helpful. But what I have a problem with is I'm so mad I can't pull it up. I said I did a whole thing, writing about, I just put in a whole bunch of stuff. Like, you just put like, Kirsten Kelly goes to, blah, 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 and finds herself trapped. Okay. And then it literally writes like 2 or 3 pages, and it just tells a whole story as if, and I'm like, that's not creative. That's not, and people, I guess, that's what they're doing. They're using it to create novels and other things. And I just don't think that's right. I think that we have to really keep our connection to God, because that's what's important. All this other stuff is ancillary.
Yeah. Always keep him as the anchor.
Yeah.
It's the way I always look at it. It's always have been that way too.
Right.
You keep him as an anchor, and if you start going down the wrong path, he'll drag you right back to where you're supposed to be.
Right. Yep. And I think too, the other thing is that now that we know, we're aware, the whole thing is to be aware of what they're doing. They're flooding the market right now. And it's similar to what they're doing with all the other ungodly things going on. I'll just say that. The other ungodly things that are going on in the country and around the world. It's the same thing. They flood they flood the entertainment industry. They flood, they flood everything in so that people stay confused, I think. And they don't think about their connection to God and creativity, Mother Gaia, Earth. They don't stay grounded. They don't know that they need to do that. It's so important.
I agree.
Yeah. So, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I mean, I don't know. Do you have anything else that you would like to add, Dennis? I mean,
no. The only thing I would just say is stay to the natural path rather than all technology. I would pay closer attention to the Hopi prophecy and the diagram that they show, and stick with that. And otherwise, we'll end up being just like Atlantis and be destroyed too.
Let me just bring that up real quick here. So the Hopi prophecies, because I don't really know much about it. You studied it, right?
What? Atlantis?
No, the Hopi prophecies.
Yeah, I did some studying on that, yeah. Prophecy Rock is what it's called.
Prophecy Rock?
Yeah, Hopi Prophecy Rock.
Hold on.
HOPI.
Oh, here. Well, see, this is interesting. This was
Isn't it though?
Yeah, well, I've got an article here. Let me share my screen really quick. Let's get this, because this is it. This was done, actually, The Hill did an article in 2021 about it, which is interesting to me. This says here, the Hopi prophecies are coming true. Here's why we should pay attention. Wow. It says, in a sense, when they speak about the elemental realities, it is on the order of revelation. Thomas shared the vision of how now famous Hopi prophecies that describe this time of lasting peace over the world's people. But before that, we will have to go through the eye of the storm. And it says here, when I first heard Thomas's words, I received them mainly as stories, warnings about Western man's way of life that was out of balance with the Creator's law, a law that was once the very basis of our own Declaration of Independence. An indigenous group has disappeared every year since 1900. That's amazing. That's crazy. I've never heard of that. What unique and immemorial relationship with existence has humanity expunged in the name of progress? The answers are starting to haunt civilizations in ways we cannot measure. The Hopi have been trying to get their message to the United Nations for years. They would succeed in addressing the General Assembly, but their voice would fall on deaf ears. I believe that. Thomas raised his arms as if brandishing an imaginary sword, the potential sword of nuclear annihilation, the nuclear a sword of Damocles? I don't know. That hangs over all of civilization and the planet. The Hopi had suffered mercilessly at the hands of the U.S. government. In 1906, they were even starved, so the outlaw, quote, traditional, would sign a contract with Washington, D.C., all in clear violation of what would later become the Genocide Convention Implementation Act, which by by the way, they definitely violated during the pandemic. They have been put in jails without trial in Alcatraz and children kidnapped, not surprised, and put in American schools like so many indigenous tribes around the world. Forced acculturation all over the planet has deprived the native peoples of their land, language, and very being. Immeasurable wisdom carried on for generations, knowledge of the land that the dominant society needs to turn to in this unprecedented climate change, which I don't believe in climate change, but whatever. It may save civilization as we know it. Indeed, it was the Hopi who warned the world of the world-shaking events of World War I, World War II were the first. Have we begun the period of the third and final world-shattering event in the separation from nature? The elders believe that if the U.S. government continues to impose its jurisdiction and its way of life, not only will traditional Hopi way of life and covenant with the Creator be compromised, but mankind's very survival will be jeopardized. Wow. So that's very interesting. It goes on from there, but, you know, I believe that. I mean, I think it's really interesting. So it says here, few elders will be left to teach anyone how to talk with the clouds or what it means in terms of geophysics and the earth changes ahead. When I first heard about the prophecies face to face with the elders who were trying to get the world to listen, I was flummoxed. I told people on the coast will have to move inland. I could not fathom the full extent of what they were saying. Their thoughts were clairvoyant, and their prophecies are manifesting worldwide. I mean, you know, it's crazy what's going on. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Dennis? I mean, I agree 1,000% with what they're saying, obviously.
Well, I'm not sure I caught all of that because your mic is going crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you see, it's like a blowback or something. It's not echoing, but there's something blowback.
Oh.
And we lost.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you, but your mic is still going out.
That's weird.
Well,
I guess we're not.
Yeah.
Probably because we're talking about this subject and they don't like it. I don't know.
Could be.
But anyway,
I got a answer for you, or a notation for you. Do you know who it was that gave the prophecy to the Hopi?
No.
He was blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
Oh my God!
Yeshua was there.
What was it? Oh, I know who you're talking about, but what's his name?
Yeshua.
Oh, Yeshua. Well, he didn't have blonde hair.
Yes, he did. He did then. It wasn't the same incarnation, remember?
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, you're right. Wow, really? Well, that's amazing then. I mean, it all goes back to Yeshua. It really does. I mean, our whole existence, everything that we're supposed to be doing in life, all goes back to Yeshua. And I think that we need to, you know, we just have to hang on. It's hard. And I get it. But we have to learn to sort of, like I said in the beginning, we have to learn to live one foot in and one foot out of the matrix until we can move forward with the other path.
Well, I would say spend like 80% of your time looking within and just gauging what's going on the outside with the other 20%.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Doing.
And I think getting back to nature, I mean, by the way, Lady D's in the house. Hey, Lady D. Hey, and Chuck. Hey, Chuck. I think that everybody needs to go over to Lady D's. I think she put it on the website, on her YouTube. I don't know, since I'm off of Instagram forever. I don't know. She texted me her lovely voice, and everybody needs to go and see that because it was amazing. And
it was good to see that she had calmed down some.
Yes, I know, right? She was very calm in that video. It's amazing what she can accomplish when she's, when she's not, this and that. I don't care. We love you, Lady D. We love you. Aw, so she's on her phone. She's on her phone account. I figured you'd be out and about, girlfriend. I mean, seriously. I was like, she's probably
She's
out having
shopping.
sale time. Yeah.
Hopefully not for the AI stuff.
It's an AI version of Lady D. No, she's already got an Abby out there. No, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Jason said Yeshua is Palladian in his 20-minute show. See, I missed the first part of Jason's show, so I need to go back and look at that. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Chuck. Yeah,
which Jason?
Jason, it would be, I think, Jason Soldier, right? Jason Soldier of Light said that probably because he knows all about Yeshua. Yeah, Yeshua. I mean, and I will say this too. It is true. You have to start like what I've been doing this week. I'm trying to like stay off of my biggest. I'm addicted to my freaking phone, which is horrible. You know, I mean, I've always got it. I'm always looking, whatever. I've been trying to just leave it home when I go out. Like, you know, it used to be in the 80s and 90s when you're driving around with no phone. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like detach from it because the more that we detach, the better at this point. And it's true. I think we do need to look inside and just sort of find out, you know, what it is. All I've been saying for the last, and I said this a couple of weeks ago too, is you just have to stand in your truth, be strong. We're all warriors, right? And we're all down here on purpose during this time. There was a reason that we all met. There's a reason we're the soul tribe. There's a reason we're all connected. And it is to bring awareness and to try and help people like open their minds a little bit and step out of the traditional thought. Because the traditional thought is cabal thinking, is the indoctrination, the religions and all of that. And, you know, unfortunately, there's going to be quite a bit of percentage that isn't going to do that. But I think as we move forward here, I think that we're going to see it a lot better. It's, Lady D, she's been in 5 days of hibernation. And she's out there, she's singing, she's doing her little thing at the beach. Her little bay area is beautiful where her video was. So anyway, so I guess in closing, I think the best thing to say is to just try and stay grounded, be aware. I just want people to be aware everything that we put in online, everything. It's teaching this bigger whopper AI to think the way we think. I mean, we already know that, you know, you look at something on Amazon and then all of a sudden you're getting ads. I mean, it's the same thing, only it's a little bit, in my opinion, it's more dangerous AI because it removes, in my opinion, it removes the God factor of what your gifts are, your God-given gifts. The AI can never really, will never get a download. Will never, you know, see a picture in their head or, you know, have any kind of ability to connect to our guides and Yeshua and, you know, God himself. So we just have to be aware. And I just wanted to do this show because I was just so angry about it. And I felt like we needed to talk about it. So any last words, Dennis?
Other than, you know, in order to grow in knowledge, you have to step out of your comfort zone and start dabbling in areas where, you know, that are unknown to you.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And you know, and it's trying to, you know, change your mindset, which is another thing. It's changing. If you can change your mindset, then you can change any, you know, then it'll just be, you can put yourself on a new path. And don't be afraid. I mean, the whole fear factor, I mean, I'm saying that it's scary and stuff, But honestly, it's, I'm just saying to be aware of it so that we're not caught off guard, and we're cognizant of, we need to keep our connection to God source and in
Right.
moving forward. Especially because there is abundance coming. I think I've been the recipient of abundance, and I'm, and it doesn't mean so much like money, but it's like friends, it's family, it's creative, it's being able to, look towards the future and leaving the past behind. And that's what's so important right now, because everything that was is gone, and we have to really focus on the future and what we want to accomplish in life. So that's my final thing. I just wanted to bring up Harley Ray, because every time I do a show, I forget to say it. Poor Harley. So shout out to Harley Ray and Papa Harley and Kelsey and everybody over there. Use RW Chrissy code and get 10% off of your purchase at Harley Ray for crystals, candles, sage. I use it all the time, thankfully.
I'm waiting for the crystal balls.
What?
I'm waiting for the crystal balls.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to mention is Delphine's doing a show today, her usual extravaganza card read. This is going to be epic. Who knows? You have your questions ready, Dennis?
Yeah, they're already online there.
Oh,
they're already in her copy.
You didn't waste any time. You're like, I'm not getting cut off.
No, as soon as I think of a question, I sit there and I'll type it in.
That's awesome. So Lady D is going to be on tonight. We'll probably learn a lot more, and so don't miss that. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on Lady D's channel. And I guess that's it. And thanks for coming and listening, everybody. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I'll be in chat later. So thanks, and thank you, Dennis, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. All right, well, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Love you guys.